So you might be wondering, why all this work for a horse? I gotta tell you, this is not just any horse. This horse is practically a rocket ship. Let me demonstrate. This horse goes so fast, the game can barely even keep up with it. There are so many times when I have someone riding on the back. Oh, there you go. Do you see that freeze? My computer doesn't even know what to do. It's going so fast. So, my friends, this is why you want a tier 8. Because it is freaking worth it. Even without Instant Excel and the special Instant Excel, it's so fast. Typically, I just go around regular with Sprint, and once in a while I use the Instant Excel. My computer seems to be able to handle that better. Poor old gal's getting up in her ages. It's gonna be time to make a new computer soon. So yes. Now I'm finally going to get into how you make your tier 8 a courser. And it is a long and arduous process. Now, I apologize, but you might end up spending some money, or you're going to be leveling a lot, and I do mean a lot of tier 8s if you're planning on just letting luck run its course. So let's get started. Now once you manage to get your first tier 8, I'm going to suggest that you do not level it or do anything with it until you have decided how you're going to go about trying to make it a courser. Basically, one of the things you can do is you can get one of these brand stones. And what this will do is it gives the horse a higher chance to learn skills every time it levels. Now, I've branded 3 of my horses, and I'm going to brand this one here. It's one of my first courser's babies. So I think that she has a really good chance of being a, quote, smart horse, which is a horse that learns a lot of skills. And the brand stone, I think, really helped with that. Now, there are still going to be horses that you're going to get that just don't learn as many skills, but I've found that at a baseline, they don't really learn that many. And so this does help. So I'm going to get one, and I'm going to show you how to use it. You're going to go to the stable keeper, and you're going to find the horse. It is this one right here. And now, knowing that her father learned, I think he learned 18 skills. He learned a lot. I'm feeling pretty good about her chances of also learning enough skills to become a courser. So you want to go here where it says brand, and it's basically going to give you the lowdown. You know, it also has the bonus that resurrection and recovery costs are lower, and like it says, it has a higher chance to learn skills. So you just hit yes, and now she's branded. You can see it says in use. So what I want to show you is the variation of what you can get. Now this horse, this was my first courser, and he had 18 skills, like I said. You can just kind of go through here and see. It's 12, 18 skills. See, there's only 2 left that he doesn't have. And now he's been branded since level 1. And I feel if you're going to brand them, it's super important to do it at level 1. Don't bother if you're not going to get it done at level 1. I think there's too much that you can miss out on. And he learned pretty much a skill a level for a very long time. And once he got up a little higher, like about 26 or so, he didn't really learn much new. I think I got lucky and he learned like an extra one at like, I don't know, like 29, which was odd because I didn't think they could even learn a skill that high, but I know for sure they can't learn after 30. So the other one, this was my second tier 8 that I branded, was kind of a dud. She didn't learn nearly as many skills. Let's see. 12, 13, 14, 15. 15 skills. And she basically, I gave up on her. She's never going to easily become a courser. And so she's just kind of my dud. Now, I like her because she has two-seater. She's still a fast horse, but she's not courser material. The other one I had is actually the one I have in the stable right now to become my Pegasus. And you can see she's over at Stonetail Ranch. But she was also a very good horse, and I had her branded since level 1 as well. You can see she's got 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 skills. So 17 out of 20, that's really not bad. And I had to do some work towards the end to switch out and get those last skills that she needed. But mostly it wasn't that difficult, not compared to trying to make that other one with only the 15 skills would be. So that's what you can expect. You might get some different variation. I'm not going to say that this is a foolproof method, but it does help in my opinion. You can get a skill change coupon from the Pearl Shop for 250 pearls, and to use it, you're going to want to head back to the stable keeper. Now once you've selected your horse, you want to scroll down to the skill that you want it to learn. In this case, I want Kratos to learn Special Instant Excel. Now you can see it'll bring up that number there, which currently says 0 because I've never used it before on him. And now I'm going to go pick a skill I don't care about and use it. Now you can see I've got one fail stack and he learned another skill. And it's really that simple. Another good rule of thumb to follow when using skill change coupons is the Forechop method. This basically states that there are 3 incredibly common skills that the horse will learn super easily, and that's caution, forechop, and hind kick. And the idea is that you don't want to use a skill change coupon unless your horse has all 3 of these skills. And when they do have all 3 of them, you want to change forechop. This will give you higher odds of getting a skill that is a good one that you want. And if you were to use it when you didn't have all 3 of those skills, then you'd get a really high chance of getting one of those skills. Another option at learning skills is a premium appearance change coupon. Now as you can see, she only has 15 skills right now. And so I'm hoping in using this coupon that she'll learn a new skill. She's already 25, and I'm getting a little nervous that she's not going to have enough. So I'm going to use this coupon. Now let's see if she learned a new skill. Yep, she did. Now she only has 4 that she doesn't have. So here you can see a successful use of the coupon. And it doesn't always work. And if it doesn't work, the horse will just get experience. Okay, so I've showed you the Forechop method, which is a much cheaper, effective way of trying to get the skills you need for courser. Now, to become a courser, a horse needs, it says right here if you hover over the courser icon, what it needs. So it needs at tier 8, charge, drift, sprint, instant acceleration, sideways move, which they call lateral moving, S instant acceleration, and S sideways move. So they need all of those skills to become a courser. Now this can be an absolute freaking nightmare. My horse Kratos here has 6 of the 7 skills he needs to be a courser. And he's about 26 now, and he just learned another skill at 26, and I'm not sure how many more he's gonna learn. Now, I've showed you the skill changes and the Forechop method, and the information is really murky. I've looked, believe me, I've looked online, I've looked on Google, I've looked on YouTube, I've looked everywhere, and people have information, but
it seems like a lot of misinformation. I found one post where people were saying that they actually spoke to a GM, and you would think that a GM would be the word of law, but I actually found it to be wrong. The GM said that these hope stacks that you get, like, you know how you come in here and you hope for a skill that you want? Like, this is the last one I need, you know, and you'll basically have these fail stacks here when you use a skill change and it doesn't work. Well, they were saying, or the GM said, that it doesn't count towards actually using the skill change coupon. It only counts towards, like, when the horse levels and learns a new skill, it'll have a better chance of learning that skill. So people are like, oh my god, my horse is 30, I'm screwed, I'm screwed, I'm screwed. Well, not necessarily. I mean, it does depend in a way, like, what you have yourself set up with. Like, it's very important to make sure you have these 3 crappy skills, like hind kick and caution, and even Forechop. But typically, once you have all of them, I like to get rid of Forechop to give the horse a chance to learn a new skill. But there are other skills that you don't need that you can cycle out as well. And now it's really hard because this horse has just about everything I want on it. The only thing I don't really care about here is this quick back, and that's likely what I'm going to work on getting rid of. And then once you do get rid of, like, once you get your horse to the point where it is level 30, you can consider, especially if you have everything you need, getting rid of these other skills. But likely you're just going to relearn them. But the fail stacks do come into play. So, let's see. I want to hope for this S sideways move. That's the last one I need to make Kratos a courser. Now, I got S Instant Excel with fail stacks. I actually got it with about 23 fail stacks, which was a tremendous amount of skill change coupons. Now, thankfully, I already had some for free, but I had to pay for the rest. And that's on me. I thought it was worth it. I wanted to do it. Now, I'm kind of concerned that because this one took 23 fail stacks, that getting sideways move is going to take just as many. So I'm hoping not, but if it does, then I'm just going to consider this my only courser. And the reason I want a courser is not only does it give your babies that you have with this, and he's my male, so he's going to get used a lot, chance to be born with like 1 to 2 skills, well, 1 to 2 skills extra, because I believe tier 8s are always born with 1 skill. But also, there's going to be the Courser Awakening coming out, where you can get a Pegasus from your Courser. And so for me, I really want to get a Courser going. So, I'm going to show you this painful process. And no criticism, please. I understand what I'm doing here full well. And I know a lot of people don't have the money to put into this, but if you do, this is how you do it. Like, if you are determined, you want a courser, and you're just not getting lucky, because I tell you what, I have 3 tier 8s right now, and not a single one is learning the skills it needs on its own. I'm sure that there are horses out there who get what they need, and it's no problem, but it probably takes a really long time, and I'm kind of impatient, so I wanted to try and help it along. Not to mention, I really like Kratos, so I want him to be my courser. So, alright, we want sideways move. And at this point, you go through and you gotta figure out, well, what do I want to get rid of? You don't want to get rid of hind kick. You don't want to get rid of caution, because they're just going to keep cycling back in. And some of these other skills will cycle back in too, like quick pack tends to come back a lot too. But it doesn't really matter, because eventually we're going to hit enough fail stacks that we're going to get it no matter what. And it might not be in this session. It might be later. I'm probably going to spend like 10 tokens or so and hope for the best, and then get upset and go level the horse some more and hope that the fail stacks actually do count towards the horse learning it when it levels. I mean, because it might. I haven't really been able to prove or disprove that. So I think it's definitely worth getting some fail stacks and then leveling the horse and seeing if it gets the skill on its own. And if not, you know, you can come back and try and build more fail stacks. So there are definitely like some skills that you don't really want. Like drift, obviously I need all of those. for the courser. High jump is decent. Quick stop I like. All of these are things that you really need. So really the only one I'm going to say that I don't need is quick back. Of course I don't want this ultimately, but we kind of need it for now. So we're just going to pick quick back. And we're going to waste some money.
Something I learned during this process is that typically, if the horse learns a special skill, it will just keep relearning that skill over and over again. And so, once it gets a special skill, it's actually a good idea to let it keep the skill and pick something else to cycle out. As you can see, this process is not for the faint of heart. More frustration and aggravation. I tell you what, this is about the point where I decided to stop trying to change that front kick. I left it be and just went over to Start Excel instead. If I had been recording audio when I made this video, you would have heard me screaming my head off. But so there you have it. I finally got it at 19 fail stacks. So as you can see, Kratos and I have been through quite a lot together. This was my first courser, and I plan on keeping him forever as he is. He has all of his really good skills trained, and he's just my favorite so far. Now, I did end up getting a second courser, and she is the one that I am going to be working on making a Pegasus, which ultimately is the main reason why you want a courser. You can't make a Pegasus with just a tier 8, it has to be a tier 8 courser. So, there you have it, you know? It was a wild ride, but it was a lot of good information to find out, and I just wanted to pass on what I learned to you guys so that hopefully you can have better luck. All right, guys, see ya.